Another theme in your book that I found fascinating was just how boundaried you are. Brené Brown talks about setting boundaries and how important that is. Negotiating contracts, you're incredible on that from the very beginning. Tell us a little bit about your determination to have a good life and a good career.
Look, I never accepted, I don't even know that it was feminist ideologies or truths or whatever. I never accepted that feminism could be a good thing if women could not marry and have children, because that's what most women wanted to do. Feminism had to sit beside the other aspirations of women's lives. And that meant expanding, not contracting, the things we could do. So if you had to leave the household in order to be a feminist, well, goodbye. You instead had to take the family with you. My kids, love street marches. People gave them biscuits and lollies, and someone once asked my daughter what a feminist was, and she said, "Oh, I don't know." But she knew the march was fun. But I think I made boundaries in my life about, I didn't work at weekends to start with. I'd go to a well meeting at a weekend, but that was my secret passion and voluntary thing. But I wouldn't go to work at a weekend, and we had dinner at night together. And you know what? The world didn't change. And then when Gordon got sick, we didn't have a social life. We just went to the farm every single weekend, and it worked.
I'm wondering about your age and ageism on boards. Diversity covers everything, obviously, from ethnicity, gender, and also age and disability. And I'm asking you, what do you think everyone can do to make sure that these people are represented in Australian boards?
Well, at 80,
and in organisations,
which I am now, I received an invitation to join a board, and I thought about it a lot. I'd been part of the advisory group on the startup, and my inclination was to say, no, I'm too old. And I thought, oh, it's ridiculous. I'm still a thinking human being, and I have a lot to offer on this board through wisdom and experience. And I'm the only one who's got that particular experience. But I will find somebody always in these positions who can come in either with me or succeed me. I am rarely replaced by a man on a board because they've all grown their confidence that women actually are fine to have on boards. But the other thing is, Christine, that a board isn't everything in a woman's professional life. A job is more important, a proper job. And if you want to go into it being a full-time director, that's good around about 50, I think. But I think that there is nothing better than knowing how an organisation works before you go into governance. An experience, life experience and work experience on that, I think, is really valuable.
The theme of our free week of events this week is how to be an inclusive leader. I've got Wendy McCarthy sitting in front of me, who's been a leader at the highest level and also a working woman and a wonderful... And
a working grandmother.
And working grandmother. Give us your 3 top things that you could give advice in giving advice to leaders out there now who are sitting and watching this. How can they make it more inclusive? What are 3 actions they could take?
Okay, well, the first one, let's go with the men. For the male leaders of boards and community activities, the first thing they could do is just do it. They don't have to go to a headhunting firm, but they can if they want. They just need to look around, read the papers and see. We have a group of well-educated women who are now income earning, high income earning women in some cases, who are ready for this kind of leadership. And anyone who says they can't, it's just rubbish. This is not a supply issue, it's a demand issue. And if they did that, they would also solve half the problems in Australia that women have, and which, in another life today I've been involved in, because they have the power to do it. So they need to use their community power wisely and just get a bit more confident about it to do it. So that's the first thing. The second thing I think is, I don't think you should go anywhere in a career without your head and heart connected. If it feels a bit wobbly on your gut, it won't be good. Trust me. If someone says, trust me, it'll be all right, it won't be. You don't need to get sick going onto a board because there's something that tells you that's not quite right, you don't know what to do, you can't perform at your best. And so I think that's really important.